Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to make this little, yes, this is my tiara. I'll explain that in a minute. Today I'm going to show you how to make this wall thing with two bricks on either side that are not facing like straight out, they're like to the side, and then a corkscrew in the center. And you're going to need 10 strands. You're going to need 9 that are about all the same length, and I did them about 3/4 the length of my arm distance, and then I did one that's like 2.5 times the length of my arms. Yeah, so the 9 that are all the same length, you're gonna wrap those around your finger, and then you're gonna take your other one and you're gonna start your project. And then you want to do about 5 stitches. I already have 5 stitches done, just because I started this yesterday, and I do have a video on how to start the wall, and I show how to start a 13 color wall, so or the American flag project, which is actually what that one was made to be. So if you want to check that out, feel free. I'll link it right next to me or something, and you can go check that out. But now I'm going to show you where to do next. Okay, so if we look at the project, we see that we have the 9 wall, and then we have a corkscrew in the center here, and then 2 bricks on either side. We're going to start with 1 brick, and then we're going to work our way across. So, if you can also see, the side of the brick here, is 2 colors. I don't know if there's a glare. I'm hoping that, okay, there, it's a little better. We have the blue here and then the green here. So, we're going to have it start like in the center there. Colors I have here are this like multicolor and the glow in the dark. So I'm just gonna kind of start that. Now this multicolor and the glow in the dark ones, those are gonna be your long ones. So you just wanna take the center strands, like the center 2 middle ones, and you wanna have them go and start to kind of form square pattern with big loops. Okay. So if you look at this, you see how the outside ones on either side of the project are not in there, and that's just what you want to happen. Alright, so now what you're going to do is you're going to put your fingers through the one loop, the inside loop, and you want to pull this corner one out. Alright? Then you want to take the next strand, the closest one, which is the yellow one, so one from the square next to it, right here. You want to cross that tail and go through that loop. Alright? Then you want to take this one here, this white one, which is your long strand. You want to go over that and then under that tail over on the other side, which technically would be a loop. And then you want to take that final glow-in-the-dark strand, you want to cross over and go under the loop. Alright? Then just pull all that tight, and you should, if you did this correctly, have a brick. Alright? It's right here, see it? Just do a second stitch of that to lock it into place, and then we're going to move on to the middle corkscrew one. So there's that second stitch right there. If you've made the chain link stitch, this is kind of like how you would turn a stitch. You just kind of like build it off itself. It is a little confusing, but at the same time it's not, and I will show you how to do this again once I get to this side, so you can watch it again for a second time, or you can, as always, just replay the video. So now we're going to do our center corkscrew. Now corkscrew normally has this, has like 3 center colors in it. So this yellow strand here, you're just going to kind of hold that off to the side. And then you want to find your next 3 same colors, 3 like full set of colors. So we have a full set of black, full set of green, and a full set of this tricolor. You just want to take those 3 strands and you want to make your brick, your super brick out of that, right? Now you know this yellow strand is just hanging up there in the open, so this strand can just cross over all of those loose tails and go through all the loops. Alright, and then you're going to need to grab the closest strand to this tail here. So when I put this strand down, the closest one is this sparkly one, so I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to cover all of my tails and go through all of my loops. Okay, and then just do a second strand of that, a second stitch of that, but that second stitch, you want to make sure it's corkscrew, so you want to go check out the corkscrew part of that. I know that you're probably not doing this right away from the get-go, doing this video, and if you are, I'm kind of hoping that you already know how to make a few of these projects, but if you don't already know how to do any of these and you're, trying to get along doing them, I do suggest that you know how to work on the wall and chain link and brick and super brick and corkscrew. And I'm assuming that if you can do the wall, you can do the other ones. Maybe not chain link, but if you can do chain link, you can do super brick. So I'm not concerned. Alright, so there's my second stitch right there, and it's starting to turn. And then now this is the easiest part, is that because you have the strands on the end. So just like before, you want to find the two end colors and take those middle strands, and you want to make big loops. And then you just want to start working your way in. So we have this one here, which is going to cross over the clear and go under the red, then the white one. Next would be this clear one, this clear with the sparkles. And then finally that red is just going to cross over and then go back under. Alright? And then you want to do your second stitch of that, because you know you need to lock all of these things into place in order to make sure they stay where they're supposed to. Okay. Alright, so now that you've gotten, you've divided out all of your three, you want to take those two end brick ones and you just kind of want to pull those off to the side, all the strands that are involved in them. And you just want to build off of the center corkscrew one. You can do about 20 to 25 stitches. I think that's how many I have in this one. That's probably about how many I'm going to do, 30, maybe 40 at most with this one, because I think I added a little more into this one than I did with this. And then, so I will be back to show you how to finish this project once I get to the point where I can finish it. Okay, so I did 26 stitches of each. And they're all kind of twisting to the side because I'm pushing on them and pulling on them. Not really that big a deal, though. So I did 26 stitches, and now I have to reform the project because I want it to look like this. However, my colors are going to all line up this time. I just did it on my side, I just went down on my side. They're all going to line up perfectly because I'm a nutcase, and that's what's going to happen. Okay. And I also don't think that I ever mentioned really why I was wearing that tiara, but for my 17th birthday, my best friend made it for me, and I wore it to dinner that night, actually, and we went out to, a classy restaurant, and I was wearing a styrofoam tiara. Not a big deal or anything, but thought it'd be appropriate since I am the Boondoggle Princess. Okay. So, now to reform this freaking project. Usually what I like to do is I just like to make sure, first of all, that every stitch I have made is tight. So all of these top 3 stitches are really super tight, and, yeah, that's it. Alright, no, not really. Then you're going to want to, start to divide out the strands a little bit, and I know that kind of doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but, it's basically these ones in the center here. You just want to see which one should go where. And this sparkly one should clearly go on that side, this one on this side, and I think we're good over here. Alright, so next what I want to do is I want to do the stitch the long way. And my reasoning for doing that is I'm going to have better luck getting everything back into order. So you just want to set up the stitch the long way. So just take your long strands and set them up. Now, you really shouldn't have to hold this at this point, but now all you need to do is you need to, do your whole over-under thing. So just take a little look. These ones are basically, lined up the same, but this one was closest to this tail here, so I knew that it was going to cover that tail and go over to this loop. And you're basically just going to do this the entire time that you're closing up your stitch. Just make sure that you catch everything. And it is extremely easy to do. The only problems you may encounter are these short ones here from doing corkscrew, but that would be basically the only problem you would have at all. So just put your project back together. Like I said, it is super easy to do. You shouldn't have too many problems. If you are having problems, message me and let me know, because or just actually comment below and let me know if you're having problems, so that way other people can see if there are problems. And then I can respond to those problems, and then everyone that's having a problem can see if maybe someone else is having that problem and what my solution is. So yeah, do that. And I am officially done with high school. The only thing I have left now is graduation. And it is, let me tell you guys, a thrilling feeling. I don't know what it is lately, but I'm having some super fantastical luck with putting projects back together. I used to, like, have really bad issues. But, nope, not today, I'm not. Alright, so once you finish that, just want to pull your project tight. Alright. And it might look a little funky just like this, but that's okay because you will do a second stitch. You're actually probably going to do about 5 more stitches just to kind of even out the look at the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to do a second stitch right now. So now I have a completed, another one of these that are completed, well, almost completed. I just need to even out the top and the bottom here. But when you just keep doing a couple stitches until you get it to look about even, and then they'll look like this. So if you have 7 on top, try to do 7 on the bottom. And then you can just burn your ends, or you can tie them off. It's completely up to you. I, of course, will be burning mine. And there you go. That's how you make the Mr. Weeks or Mr. Boondoggle Man project that was challenged by him. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please check back for more, and don't forget to check out my new letter videos. Those are actually going to be super fun and exciting, and probably nothing you've ever seen before. So yeah, thanks guys. Bye.